Drug and alcohol addiction is one of America's challenges impacting all ages today. We visited Fellowship Foundation, a recovery community organization in Margate. We caught up with co-founder Rick Riccardi and operations manager Sarah Barclay and learned about how they bring hope and change every day.
Fellowship is not funded, unfortunately. Even though we're a 501c3, we have very little outside support. We do a golf outing once a year, and we rely on a lot of people for donations for our furniture and for linens and things like that on a regular basis. But our operation is very expensive, not from a staff standpoint, but from a facility standpoint. We have a lot of expenses. We had new sewer systems put in last week in one of the buildings, and you're talking about, $80,000. With new roofs and that kind of a, capital kind of stuff we don't have money for. Right now, for example, when we first started, there was only 20 or 25 people. And that might have turned over 2 or 3 times in a year. So you might have only had 100 or 150 people there in a given year. Now we have 900 people come through here in a given year. So some of them stay a couple of weeks, and some of them are still here after 5 years. It's their recovery, it's their program, it's their home. So they decide how long they want to stay, and they decide when they want to leave.
So we have a lot of different agencies that we work with right now that support us with food donations. We work with Gateway Community Outreach, and we go on a weekly basis just to get some food donations. We have different community members that just bring us, they'll call and say, hey, listen, I'm packing up Grandma's house. Do you guys need anything?
We have 16 employees. All have come through Fellowship Living at some level and started their new life here, and then decided they wanted to stay and help.
I partake in a lot of peer support networking. A lot of the residents here. Sometimes it's just bending an ear to people, just being an open ear for people to listen to what they have going on throughout their day. Just asking somebody how they're doing. That can change somebody's whole life, believe it or not.
Fellowship started by teaching me basic life skills, but Fellowship has pushed me and the employees here to pursue any dream that I can come up with. And they've encouraged it and helped me get connected to any resource that I need to make that possible.
In running a nonprofit like Fellowship, how do you find the funds to run it every day?
Generally speaking, the way it operates is people pay their rent, and even though they can come in without any money particularly, they owe us the money to pay, and we work out arrangements where they pay back. But we lose about, last year we lost about $180,000 of people not being able to pay their rent and leaving unable to pay their rent, either on purpose or whatever. So it's a very expensive way to run a non-for-profit.
Wayne, how did you become involved with Fellowship?
Actually, I got to the point where I didn't want to live anymore. I am a 9/11 survivor, and I lost my spouse, and I started drinking very heavily, and basically isolated myself and never left my house and just drank. My father convinced me to go into rehab, which I did, and the rehab facility referred me to Fellowship. I came to Fellowship thinking I was going to stay here a week or two. I found that the community here was so warm and so supportive that I didn't want to leave. I mean, I needed to get back to having contacts with society again, and that's what Fellowship gave me. I decided that I wanted to help give that back. So I applied for a manager's position, and they accepted me, and I've been a manager here for now a little over a year, and I love it.
If there were a way for others to want to support the great work that's going on here, how would one do that?
Perfect. They would pay for the first 2 or 3 weeks for these people to get up and running in their life again. They have had nothing for so many years. Those 2 or 3 weeks, they're they're building up debt, and they don't need that. And so if somebody could actually support a person for 2 or 3 weeks, $500 or whatever it might take, that would really take a lot of relief off of us and off of, for that person.